Writer Jeff Tshabalala introduces theatrical satire masterpiece Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars. Now, this play takes humour and politics to a different level as it delves in the heart of the political circus. Underneath this seemingly divided world, a sinister web of corruption and self-interest threatens to engulf everything in its path. However, the writer's wit remains the guiding light, exposing the absurdity of it all. We're joined by the Standard Bank Young Artist of 2020 and writer Jeff Tshabalala to tell us more about the play. J-Bobs, a very good morning, man.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Engulf.
Good to have you on the show, man. Yeah. So what inspired you to create Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars? I mean, just take us through the thought process, the creative thought process of writing this play.
Well, I mean, this country is very famous for political satire. Our history in the theatre, we have so many amazing great plays, and the tenets for many of them is that like they really speak about the state in an interesting way.
Yeah.
We still continue to stage those works, and one of the things that I was thinking about even as a student, as a drama student, was like, what is the political satire of this age? What is the political satire of the era that I live in? What are the interesting poetics? What are the interesting political landscapes of now? And that's what Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars tries to do. It puts us in modern day South Africa and deals with the political satire of this current era, in the lexicon of this time.
And having said that, how then do you strike a balance between, satire and comedy when tackling serious political issues?
Well, I mean, I guess like it's all in how the work is written, how the work is directed, how the work is performed. So it's a large collaborative effort between so many amazing people who know how to toe the line and who know how to, here's where we drive the message forward, here's how we play with the audience a little bit, and here are some of the poignant issues that the play actually deals with. And with a team like the theatre duo behind the directing realm, it's easier.
You know, when it comes to South Africa, you can write a whole book. You can produce an award-winning movie. I mean, South Africa is a movie on its own. And having said that then, what are some of the themes that you explore through this political satire?
Well, I mean, this play centers a lot on corruption and the methodology in which corruption is implemented and how people are taken into this world. So we meet this fantastical universe. Brotherhood, and Kuko is brothers is a brotherhood. And then by the end of it, they induct others into the brotherhood, and that's what really this is about: exploring what that brotherhood is like, and bana yakwenjani.
And you and I know that satire can sometimes be controversial.
Absolutely.
So have you faced any backlash or criticism about your work?
Hey man, there are some hugs that have some whispers in my ears during the foyer, Look, and some people who are either directly implicated or people who are partisan to the work. And there are some people, when it premiered in Makanda, who said, I was once one of the characters in that play. Or I empathize with the scenario because I'm currently in a structure that treats things like this. So the fact that it's resonating with people who actually have the lived experience, And
then how did you choose the events that you eventually incorporated into the play? I mean, why that particular event?
And I think here we are multiple drafts in. So this play is over a decade old, from draft 1 until where it is now. So it's being mounted at the Market Theatre, and even when it was published 5 years ago in collaboration with the Arts Konageng, right now this version that's being performed is the latest version of this work. So it's been continuously getting updated, and the dramaturgy of it has continuously been improving. So I think where we are now is years of context of like political standout points in the last decade of this country.
And you say that, the script has been adapted. And what specific events then that influenced your writing in the latest edition of this play?
You know when you hear comrades speak?
Yes.
When you hear the jargon of the Katers.
They have a jargon of their own. They have a language of their own.
And this play zooms in on that language and what it manages to mask, what it manages to hide, what those poetics mean for the larger masses. So Zikaters is Gwingogoyazo deep within, and the play uses that period and that era and that form of speaking to create a very interesting narrative about what can be hidden behind those poetics and those words.
Okay, and do you think that political theatre and comedy have the necessary gravitas, or do you think that it has the power to influence social and political change?
I think we can agree that our politics is a comedy of its own.
That I agree with you.
and the theatre can only mirror that comedy as realism. So what you might think is a spoof, some people might go, oh, actually, I can actually see that happening in a real world environment. So I think it is the duty of those who are political commentators in the entertainment sphere to also like make us see beyond the circus that is like the real life. Because when you sit in a concentrated venue for an hour and you're like, actually, like we are pre-voting now. You know, the conscientization of the masses just to have people thinking, and we need to ask ourselves that and have productions, music, plays that charge us to think about that like evoke a sort of citizenship that goes, what are we actually doing and what kind of context are we really in?
Sure. And how will KKK, the commanding, is it Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars, change that?
I think Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars brings us a step closer into something a little bit more private. So we've seen the billboards. We've heard like analysts wax lyrical on television. We've heard the radio interviews. We've seen all the talk radio chat. But here we go into the private den of these brothers. We sit with them. We almost feel like visitors. And I think what that does is it makes an intimate connection where we can develop an empathy for them that makes us question our own selves and our own consciousness.
Got you. All right, just share the show times.
So the show is playing at the Market Theatre until the 13th of August.
So it started already?
It started already. For those who are interested, on Wednesdays it's half price. But across the board is going to play from Tuesdays until Sundays at the Market Theatre in Newtown, Johannesburg. It's playing at the John Kani Theatre, which is the main stage. It's directed by the theatre duo. It's got a fantastic and stellar cast. Everything about the production team is top tier.
All right. J-Bob's lovely chatting to you, man, and all the best.
Good
stuff. All right. That was 2020 Standard Bank young artist Jeff Tshabalala talking to us about the play Khongolose Khommanding Khommissars that's currently showing at the Market Theatre. Well, the play, as we've mentioned, as we've heard, is about the corrupt political brotherhood and how they manage to induct and corrupt other brothers in this comedy play.